So today we're going to try this one called Blooming Petal, and according to this step out, these green lines, which is not normal, something you wouldn't normally see on a pattern step out, the green lines are pencil. So it's drawn sort of on a pencil grid in order to place your petals where you want them on your tile, and then you just erase that green or the pencil, excuse me, and then they can be floating on your page. I think I will choose where I want to put my little squares as a composition. I think I want to do sort of an S with maybe a thing that comes up like that as my string, maybe something like that. And so I'm going to put my squares along that string. I'll put one here. I'm going to put one here. Something like that. I'm going to put one here. 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 And is that enough? I think I need one like kind of just out here. Like that. Maybe one here. Alright. So I've created where I want this particular pattern to go. And then each one needs its own little cross piece. And when I'm done inking it in, I will go back and erase all these lines. And then you'll never know. You'll have to guess as to how it was created. Alright, something like that. That looks good. So step number one is to just do all the little corners. So I'm going to go around all of my squares and do those corners first. That's step number one. I've never done this pattern before, so I just follow whatever the step outs say. And you know, sometimes they come out really good and just the way they're supposed to. Most of the time they come out really good and just the way they're supposed to. Every so often I will encounter a pattern whose step out, not that it's wrong, but whose step out I find to be difficult to follow. And when that happens, I try to find a way to follow the step out, or to make the pattern and perhaps do the step outs in different order, because that makes them easier just for me to think about and to understand. And then I draw it the way I find it easier to draw. And you may have seen that in previous videos. Okay, so the next step on this is to do this. These brackets can be difficult to do because I don't know why, but your hand-eye coordination, just sometimes this bracket can be difficult. I'm just gonna make sure you turn your tile. I find it easier to draw them going. Oops. No, I don't want to copy. I don't want to. I pushed too hard. I find it easier for my hand to go this way, up and down, rather than this way or sideways. So I will probably just keep turning my page and doing them that way. So I want to go kind of like this and up, and then like this. Like this and up and like this. This and up and down. And I don't know why I'm not doing it on all of them all the way around, because that's very strange why I didn't do that. Let's do that all the way around, sort of a bracket. Perhaps these brackets remind me of when there's a math algebraic equation or something that needs these brackets on both sides when you are creating this math thing. And maybe that's why I don't like brackets. Huh. Could be. I don't know. For some reason, I have some sort of difficulty getting them just so. Well, that's alright. They're just kind of, they are what they are. I do find it easiest to do them with my hand at this angle. That one came out wonky. You'll notice that I'm not exactly on every one staying where the pencil line is either. I'm just using it as a guide. It's not set in stone. It's just an indication of where you want to aim. But it's not a road with a hard curb on it. It's just sort of a general guide as to where you need to be. Around and up and around. One more. And up. Right. And over and up. And over and up. This may be the last video I record today. It's starting to get dark. Okay, what's next? Let's bring this into the scene here. Next thing we do is make these petals. There's 4 petals coming to the center, going diagonally in each one of those boxes. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, they were supposed to be rice shapes. Well, that didn't work quite the way I anticipated. Alright, they were supposed to be more rice shaped. So let's try that again. And this time we're going to make them more rice shaped instead of flower shaped. See how that's a different shape than that? This one's more rounded. Yeah, it should have been more rice shape. You can draw your rice shape either by going over and then back like that. But I tend to sometimes make those really crooked and curly, more like flower petals. If you want to make them more precise, then I would do 1 and then 1, curve and then a curve, curve and then a curve, curve and then a curve. Because that one looks different than that one based on how I drew it. I don't mind having the more organic looking one. So I think that's how most of mine will go. However, because I did some this way and I have one going that way, I actually need to do one like this and one like this again. So I think up here I'm going to do one that's more round. And over here I'm going to do one that's more constructed. Boom, 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 boom. That way I have some of each style within my patterns, within my page here. Okay, last step is to connect the corner of the rice shape to the middle of that arch. So you want to go out this way. Guess I don't really need to turn my tile for all of them, do I? Go this way, I can go this way. Definitely like them better as a rice shape or a petal shape than this round. And I am going to apologize ahead of time that the sun seems to be going down faster than I had anticipated it would. It's getting dark in here. So I'm going to draw as fast as I possibly can. Okay, and then the middles get to be filled in. So I guess since these get to be filled in, how I draw them makes a little less, doesn't seem to make as much difference, because I can take that rounded petal and make it more pointy. So these round ones, I can actually get rid of the round. So you just want to fill in the middles there. Oh my goodness. Go fast. Sun is setting. You spent far too much time watching Olympics today and not enough time drawing. I did get distracted. Oops, I missed one. Look at there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then fill it in. I did get a little distracted. I had to stop, empty my SD card, and process the videos I'd done this morning. Ooh, that's kind of thick, but oh well. And then I got a little distracted with, I turned on the Olympics while I was waiting for my videos to process. And time just kind of slipped away. Oh, look, I forgot that one too. Thanks to Betsy. Okay. Definitely needs that dark in the middle to complete the pattern the way it shows on the... Okay. Make sure everything's all nice and dry before I get out my eraser. I'm going to erase all my guidelines. And then make some decisions as to if I need more or less embellishments. Or, well, there's no such thing as less embellishments. If I need to add some embellishments, or if I just want a shade, or what I want to do to these little blooming petals. there they are. I feel like I always like something here in the middle of my flower-like shapes. So I think I'm just going to put some little dots on all of them. Nothing difficult. So except for the brackets, this isn't a difficult pattern. I think I would call this an intermediate pattern. Especially since you get to use pencil and erase it. That helps. You feel a little less intimidated by a pattern if you get to use a little pencil. But I like having something in the center of my little flowery things. Okay, and then I just have to decide which way is up, so to speak. Give me a little chance to sign it, and I'm going to do some shading. I'm going to shade kind of like the sample was shaded. I'm going to do on two sides, the bottom and the one side. I'm going to assume that this is the bottom. The sun's coming from over here, so I want kind of on this side, I think. Yeah, like that. I want the shading and the shadows on. Like this. Decide which way the light's going. I didn't do a very good job. That one's going different than that one, but oh well. Most of it's at this end. If it's coming this way, most of it's going to be on this side. And I'm just going to exaggerate that by adding a little extra pencil on this one side. Right? Exaggerate it on one side. Darkest side. A little bit extra right there. Okay. A little bit of smudging. Oh, looks good. I'm moving along as fast as I can because I'm going to lose all of my light here in a minute. And I know there are not enough lights in this room to make up for it. Alright, let's see, one more. Get a good little thing. There we go. That's not so bad. Gives you a good idea of how to use that. I would probably, maybe if I was doing a bigger piece of work with this, I would maybe make a couple of these as a focal point and put something in the background. And I may come back to this tile and add a background to it. Because it just seems like it needs something else. But for right now, I'm going to call it done. And this is called P-L-O-O-M-I. Blooming Petal. There we go. Have a nice day, everybody. Or evening, now that the sun's going down.